It's been a wanted sign for Wizkid head. All the rappers, both home and abroad. But it was funny because last week we covered Wizkid statements against rap, saying rap is dead. He didn't really address any particular country or any particular rappers or any particular type of rap. Just said rap is dead as a general statement. But Nigerian rappers have taken it as a direct dig against them. And then Wizkid did not pull any punches after that. After the rappers took it as a dig against them and started responding. Wizkid doubled down, calling rappers broke boys and saying that there's not been any diss song. We just want to go over some few responses from the rappers this week. So Vector has responded, Adipo has responded, DJ Tunes added fire, salt, Maggi and pepper to the dish that Wizkid has already cooked. Black Bones responded with a speech. MI responded. Oladipo responded. A lot of people, even that the priest has a live about it. So we'll look into some of the videos, react to some of them, and then I'll give my final take on this whole Wizkid versus rap beef. Let's start with Black Bones. Black Bones issued a statement on this, or has he deleted it? Come on, Black Bones, why would you delete it? Interesting, he has deleted it. Let me see if not just okay has it. How's the new audio? Let me know in the chat. I've not seen any chat yet about my new audio. Yeah, so this was Black Bones' statement on the whole which rap is dead situation. So he said the last few days had been reflecting, looking back at how far I've come, the wins and the losses. Whatever rap may or may not be, it got me this. Everything I have, the cult-like fans, who by far are the best part of everything. I said that to say I'm disappointed. Everyone knows I'm a big Wizkid fan. Yeah, Black Bones is a big Wizkid dick rider. So maybe even a dick rider on Twitter. But right now I'm disappointed. I can't hide my emotions. I wasn't even mad at the magazine article. Those are the conversations I've had behind the scenes. But the actions that followed can't be defended, which is Wizkid calling people broke boys and things of that nature. Heavily degrading and undeserved, but I'll keep doing my thing, carrying the most bashed and the most attacked genre on my back, showing the world what a Nigerian rapper looks like. I'll keep dropping these hits, classic albums, selling out my shows. However far it takes me, I'm good with it, long as I can feed my family. With that said, stream Young Preacher forever. Okay, so that was that Black Bones' response to the whole Wizkid saga. He also tweeted a picture saying I'm not rap is, how did he say it? He said I'm not dead, I'm sexy, as a response to Wizkid saying rap is dead. DJ Tunes added more fuel to the fire by saying you don't really think Baba was talking about you all in that article? Come on, guys. DJ Tunes, Wizkid's personal DJ, of course, is on Wizkid's side. But these blogs are funny. They posted a few rap videos of Wizkid from back in the day. That was really funny. It was really nostalgic looking at some of those old Wizkid rap videos. And it was ironic at the same time because Wizkid kind of gave up rap. He started as a rapper, Young Prince, and then he gave up rap to chase the pop that's singing now. Would you call Wizkid a failed rapper? He's clearly passionate about the genre. This was Vector's response.
I feel like it's disrespectful to talk down what people feed on or what's people's life. You know, that's how their life is. I feel it's disrespectful to talk down, especially on that if your yardstick of evaluation is not applicable to it. So if you're coming from a pop perspective, rap will be dead. Both realities exist simultaneously in their own characteristics. Rap is dead in Nigeria. Bro, what's it called? There is a Nigerian, there is a rapper in Russia that is doing good. Everybody's just coming up with their own ideas of what it is, but a Nigerian rapper is a Nigerian man that is gifted with lyrical skills to tell his mind. It's not dependent on whether somebody thinks he's successful or somebody thinks he's making enough money or somebody else thinks, it's underrated or it's not being respected. Everybody's guilty in that conversation. Don't throw it on Wiz. Everybody's guilty on it. Even people that are supposed to be patronizing the music, because guess what? For example, I'm seeing expectance that I'm doing a diss record, loading that and everything. It's just weird, because all of you could have just, paid attention. And if you don't pay attention, don't talk about what you didn't pay attention to, you know what I mean? Because people that paid attention know. I feel like it's disrespectful to talk down what people feed on or what's people's life, that's how their life is. I feel it's disrespectful to talk down, especially on that if your yardstick of evaluation is not applicable to it. So if you're coming from a pop perspective, rap will be dead. Both realities exist simultaneously in their own characteristics. Rap is dead in Nigeria. Bro, what's it called? There is a Nigerian, there is a rapper in Russia that is doing good. Everybody's just coming up with their own ideas of what it is, but a Nigerian rapper is a Nigerian man that is gifted with lyrical skills to tell his mind. It's not dependent on whether somebody thinks he's successful or somebody thinks he's making enough money or somebody else thinks, it's underrated or it's not being respected. Everybody's guilty in that conversation. Don't throw it on Wiz. Everybody's guilty on it. Even people that are supposed to be patronizing the music, because guess what? For example, I'm seeing expectance that I'm doing a diss record, loading that and everything.
Oh, okay.
It's just...
So that was Vector's take on it. Basically saying that Wiz is not only to blame, even though he disrespected the whole gene, because people are feeding off of it, but everyone has a part to play in rap being dead. Let's hear what Ladipo has to say.
In the past week, there were a couple conversations, surrounding rap music in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And as I said, as one of the forerunners in that sector, we're talking about the Wizkid comments, what he said. How did that make you feel? Because obviously, there were the tweets, I'm not dead.
Okay.
And all of that. Now there's Clowns, which most people think is a diss track, but it's not. It was actually released way before.
Yeah, it was released I think in the beginning of November, early November.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with Wiz. It was just the timing of it's so funny. Honestly speaking, the original thing was from an article, right? That Wiz was being interviewed and he had a response about his taste and preferences. And when I read that, because I saw a lot of reaction on the timeline first.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to know what it was about. Then a friend of mine sent me the actual, an excerpt from the magazine. And I'm personally, I think everybody's entitled to their personal opinion. And I felt no kind of way. In fact, it didn't even sound like he was being specific about any country, just his preference for rap music. And I think that a lot of people reacted to that here in Nigeria. And then from there, everybody just got petty.
It's kind of
everybody got petty.
It's kind of what we do.
Over
here.
Some petty things on the timeline are being said to him, and then of course, he had his own responses through his snap. I saw those, and I think if there's anything that made me feel away is that nobody needs to be insulted. Everybody's out here really pushing an art form that they truly believe in and that is in them. And a lot of people have been seeking validation because they think that maybe they're on the wrong path and they're wasting their time.
Yeah.
Wiz is so influential and his words have impact. And that definitely does weight. For me, the only thing I think of is the people behind me who are struggling to be on.
Yeah.
Read that and feel I've been wasting my whole time because this thing I'm trying to do is dead anyways in the eyes of somebody like him.
That was a good point.
So I feel
because of the influence that he's got.
He's
obviously
extremely influential and deservedly so. He's such a big player in the game. He's somebody that I look up to, So I feel it's what I've been doing. I call myself the leader of the revival, and it's to shine a light on the people coming behind me. I feel the light that was shone through this whole back and forth and pettiness was not a positive.
So yeah, MI also had a response, but it was more of the same thing. It was more of the same sentiment. Yeah, so no one really came out with a strong stance against Wiz. No one really attacked Wiz directly. That the president did the live, but it was more of the same thing. Most of the OGs in the field repeated the same sentiments of Wizkid shouldn't have said the statements because of how it looks for rap that's already struggling, how it affects upcoming rappers and demotivates them, and he shouldn't have spoken so disrespectfully, calling them broke boys and whatnot. Everyone agrees on that. What most people are also saying is that fine, rap is dead, but we have most of the rappers are taking accountability for it and saying they need to do better, which is a very matured response from most of the rappers. That's the second point. And personally, I think ironically, he has helped promote the genre of rap by this publicity stunt, because at the end of the day, no publicity is bad publicity. So Vector, MI, Ladipo, Show Them Camps, Black Bones have probably received a spike in the number of streams because of these Wizkid statements, as people have gone to focus and research on them more. And also, there has been more unity from the rappers as a result of this. So, I haven't seen a major statement by Olamide yet. Olamide and Wizkid are good friends, so I don't expect him to go against Wiz strongly too. Which is another thing. So, Wizkid has also done a lot for all of these rappers. Most of them, he has either has a personal relationship with, or he has contributed largely to their career. I mean, I remember watching Black Bones interview. Was it last week on this stream? Black Bones talked about how Wizkid flew him out to Ghana, recorded the song with him, and even talked about doing a joint album with him, told him that it was good. And Black Bones said that validation was what he needed for him to have that confidence to do what he's doing now. Like when he finally got the validation from Wiz, that's when he felt secure in his career that he has arrived. So Wizkid has done a lot for the rap industry in Nigeria. So it's very, very complicated, which is why most of them are taking complicated stance. Nobody is really coming out too strongly at Wiz. But we all disagree that what he said was wrong.
Wrong.
So fine. A lot of people are passionate about this issue though, at the end of the day. And yeah, Wizkid would need to conduct himself better. Me and my friend Kennedy that's jumped on the stream recently for a debate. We've had quite a few back and forth about this. At the end of the day, I believe that he should be forgiven. It's fine. I'm not a fan of cancel culture in general, and he has reached a point where it's kind of uncancelable. I was more offended personally about his comments last week on not performing in Nigeria anymore, because I don't feel you ever engage with your fans like that. But as far as I'm concerned, I think the rap thing has been a net positive. The comments have been a net positive, even though that might not have been the intention from Wiz, but that's been a net positive. I don't really get too hung up on words. But yeah, so I'm not really offended by this. I'm not really offended by this at all. And I think most of the rappers have taken good stances, and most of them are using this as motivation instead of going at Wiz or going back at Wiz, or like going strongly against Wiz. So for me, I feel like the rappers have conducted themselves very well. So that being said, Vector and Ladipo released the song Clowns though, that looked like they were going directly at Wiz. So the themes of the song Clowns kind of looked like they was a dig at Wiz, calling me a clown or something. But they had recorded the song long before that, which Ladipo confirmed. So the song was not directly at him, but they just released the video, which was funny. So I'm sure that video received much more viewers than it would have normally received if Wiz did not have that statement that he had. So yeah, man. So it's all good at the end of the day.